Toyota CHR, or the updated version, launched in February this year, and we went on what felt like the longest drive in launch history. Okay, which is definitely a lie, because I've been on much longer ones than that. BMW 3 Series. But this is what I can say. I thoroughly enjoyed that drive. And I'm not a big road tripper, even though I'm a motoring journalist. I think I can admit certain things. I don't have to be, I don't have to fit into a mold just because people think I should, But also, if only I'd known back then what I know now, and Corona pandemic. Oh, what I'd give to go on like a long road trip now and not fear where and what and how and I could drink and smoke, and not that I do any of those things. Sure. Anyways, back to the car. So it's had like sort of minor facelift tweaks and stuff. You've got a few lights that are different, and inside you've got the latest version of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, new infotainment screen here. Just overall looking better. And it didn't even really need to look that much better, because I think it is a fantastic looking car. It sort of turns quite a lot of heads, and I think also because it's a Toyota, people aren't sort of expecting that maybe. I'm in the luxury model, obviously, top of the range, and it gets a bi-tone color vibe. I'm in the lunar metallic, which I think looks lovely. You can now get new colors like Inferno Red, and no, you can't. You get Inferno Orange, Passion Red, tricky, and Nebula Blue. Names, car color names. I mean, I should just do videos on that alone. The other thing that I think is fantastic is this little 1.2 turbo petrol engine under the bonnet, same as obviously the previously updated model. 85 kilowatts of power, 185 newton meters of torque, mated to a CVT transmission, which isn't as shit as they usually are. Not to just CVTs in general. You can get a manual as well if you like. I've only got one little issue here is with my fuel consumption sitting at 8.8 litres per 100 Ks. It's claimed at 6.4. Not getting that, am I? But that's my own issues.
I know that I'm a handful, baby.
I am a handful.
One of these things is not like the others. Living in winter, I am your summer.
The ride is just so smooth. I mean, I'm on a lovely road now with a lovely background. I don't know if you can see it. The sea. And it just cruises so beautifully. That's why I say the CVT, unless like if I put my foot down, there's a bit of a little, but other than that, like the CVT isn't hunting for gears the whole time, and I'm not like, if you know what that means. So just in general, a beautifully smooth drive, comfortable, the seats are comfortable, everything about it is just so recommendable. However, okay, and this is, I don't know why we have to recommend cars based, or even sort of review them based on practicality and space, unless that is what you're after. This isn't the car that you should be buying if you want a great family car. It would work if maybe you've got one teeny tiny tot, but they come with a lot of stuff, and I've seen what my friends have to go through. So you've got a 328 litre boot, which sort of is too small. It's a bit on the small side. I'm literally about to talk about that in my free advice. Wait for it. Your kids in the back, fine, but adults, limited headroom, limited legroom as well. So something to consider. It's also quite expensive. It's sitting at over just 486,000 Rand. And you could get a RAV4, an entry-level RAV4 for that. But do you need the space? Do you need the practical side of that car? Who knows? It's up to you. But if you want something to stand out, if you want something that is just beautiful in design, comfortable to drive, has a Toyota reliability badge on the back, then the CHR is something to consider. Sort of like a Hyundai Kona. I mean, I don't know, again, it's certain people want to buy certain cars. And this is done pretty well. Toyota would never have even guessed it, I think. They didn't expect huge volume numbers, but it did really well. In January of this year, Corona's us all, so it's hard to say now, but whatever. But I have thoroughly enjoyed driving this car, and I think you will too. So my free advice after that dickhead motorbike I went past, noise pollution is a thing, okay? So it's not just motorbikes, but it's people revving their engines at the robots or in parking lots or wherever. Not acceptable behavior. Just not. Like, unless you're at a track or a track day or a car show or whatever, not everybody loves cars. Not everybody wants to hear an engine. Not everybody gets a hard-on from a V8 exhaust thing going on here. No, like, and motorbikes or Harley Davidson will be the death of me. Not because I was on it. I just think it's so sort of inconsiderate that people are just like, oh, well, everybody else, I'm just going to buy the loudest bike ever, ruin everybody's lovely Sunday morning because now we're going on a ride and wake everybody up. I don't know, guys. Am I being a little bit sensitive, a little bit moany? I mean, it's not unlike me. Oh well.
Promise you'll never find another like me.